we need to talk. We've been getting announcements of a lot of ports, remasters, remakes, and collections of classic games these last several months, and while I'm happy that the overall reception has been mostly positive, apart from some misguided sections of the Nintendo fanbase who see them as holding up the Switch 2 reveal and launch, rather than the beneficiaries of holdups that were naturally occurring anyway, there's definitely been some grumbling about the details. This is Little Akiba Games. I'm Patrick. Welcome back to the shop. It feels like we can't get through a single platform showcase anymore without 2 or 3 classic game collections getting announced, and it's been a lot of fun. As the person who originally proposed the concept of the game industry having largely crossed a compatibility line in 2013, after which anything that releases can reasonably be expected to be compatible with future hardware in its respective line, watching publishers follow suit by bringing scores of classic titles forward across it has been a joy to behold, with Capcom and Konami especially showing a particular obsession with preservation in recent years. I'm here for it 100%. However, I can't help but also notice stuff like this.
What the complete roster Hold up! Capcom versus SNK.
Ah! What's happening?
Capcom versus SNK. Mark of the Millennium 2001.
Hold up!
Project
Ah!
Justice.
What? No, get rid of it! Delete it! Put something else in!
Subscription services aren't safe either.
Yeah, it looks like Nintendo's scraping the bottom of the barrel now. We just got some new Switch Online games to get excited about. 1 for the NES and 2 for the Super Nintendo. The year's about half over, and this is our 3rd update to the Switch Online, NES, and Super Nintendo games. I just think they're running out of shit to give us for our subscription fee. Just kinda like, yeah, bottom of the barrel now.
And the larger a collection or subscription service is, the higher the likelihood that something included in it will elicit that type of response in people. I get it. I do. It's hard not to have an immediate, visceral, negative reaction when a game you just don't like gets brought up. That's one thing, and damn if I haven't been guilty of it myself over the years. It becomes another thing entirely when the suggestion grows out of that response that the game in question, whatever it is and for whatever reason, should not be included. This is a problem because it entirely misses the point of preservation, and should publishers take note of it, undermines the entire mission of it altogether. The most recent target of this derision has been Capcom Fighting Evolution's inclusion in next year's Capcom Fighting Collection 2. As poorly received now as it was in 2004, this was a sort of internal Capcom mashup that blended characters from 5 fighting series into a single roster with their mechanics and gameplay largely intact. If it had come out 5 years prior, it would have seemed like a pretty cool concept, but this happened in a post-Capcom vs. SNK world where this kind of thing was a step back both in terms of character roster and gameplay mechanics. The game's character balancing problems, brought on by the disparate fighting systems of the game's representative series, exacerbated the problem by taking some characters entirely out of competitive feasibility out of the gate. I played Jedha and Zangief in this game. I am acutely aware of the balance issues and have been on both sides of them, sometimes throughout the course of a single match. I completely understand why the game's inclusion in Capcom Fighting Collection 2 was met with a negative response, and why those who weren't there back in the day either didn't get it or are entirely unimpressed. Here's the thing though. Even though opinions of Capcom Fighting Evolution have been overwhelmingly negative and always have been, and I myself am lukewarm toward it at best, I fully support its inclusion in Capcom Fighting Collection 2 and would even go as far as to say that the collection is better for its presence. Let's be honest, most of us are going to be there for Capcom vs. SNK 2 and or Power Stone 2 above all else, or in some cases maybe even at the exclusion of all else. But no harm is being done by bringing Capcom Fighting Evolution across the compatibility lines so that, at the very least, new players can get hands-on experience with it and understand why its reputation is what it is. If a few randos pick it up and actually enjoy it, so much the better. Maybe a new generation of players will look at it in a completely different context altogether than those of us who played it 20 years ago. What matters is that they get that opportunity. It's one more game not trapped on old platforms, and that is something I will always get behind. I should also add that getting that soundtrack in a jukebox mode is a legitimate benefit as well. Heat Haze is a banger, and you will never convince me otherwise. preservation, when done correctly, is never about picking winners and losers. Ideally, it would see all video games from over the years made available here and now for everyone to try out and form their own opinions on. Capcom Fighting Collection 2's value is and always was going to be determined by the games that are headlining it. Whatever else it can accomplish on top of those inclusions is just a bonus, even if it's not necessarily to your taste. But what say you? Let me know down in the comments how you feel about preservation in gaming and the application thereof, and let's talk about it. Before I sign off here, I just want to add that with the finished character artwork in hand, I am now once again set up to stream for the first time in over 2 years. I've changed my Twitch branding over to Little Akiba Games and am ready to resume streaming at any point. That's where you guys come in. What does a Little Akiba Games stream theoretically look like to you? Retro Achievements import stuff, maybe some TGS Stream Archive watch-alongs? Something else entirely? Let me know what you think and I'll try to get something going in the next week or so. That's all for now. If you like this video, then please be sure to like, comment, share, and especially subscribe to let YouTube know there's a good thing going on over here. Click the notification bell to know right away when the next video drops. I look forward to seeing you back here next time at Little Akiba Games.